Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Hey guys, Professor Presbury back with another episode of Hey Professor, the show where we talk about everything you wanted to know about healthcare management, revenue cycle management, and business management. I am your Professor, Javon M.H. Presbury. Welcome back. Please like, comment, share, and or subscribe if you have not already done so. This is going to be another video in my sub-series about communication. This one's going to be talking about uncomfortable communication, but I really mean disciplinary communication, like having those kind of conversations. If you are in the position of leadership, there's going to come a time in the future where you have to have those uncomfortable talks. Those talks where somebody's either getting written up or they're heading towards getting written up, or God forbid, they will no longer be employed with whatever company that you've been chosen to be leadership of. And while none of these conversations are enjoyable, they should always be done from a point of respect, of mutual respect for both you and the employee, even though there are differences and you have concerns with their work performance. But the main thing that you want to make sure as leader is that you already have in mind the proper way to communicate so that they understand what the issue with their work performance is. In every organization, or at least every organization I've worked at, things work in a sense of escalation. So the basic point is you have to set for the employee what the expectation is. You have to provide for them every reasonable accommodation for them to meet that expectation. And then when they are not doing so, that's when you start having those kinds of conversations. But the truth is, those conversations cannot and should not be had if you have not done those first two steps. No employee should be set up to fail, and no employee should be put in a situation where they were not supported within reasonable ability to succeed at their task. That includes maybe training material, and if need be, retraining before any disciplinary talks can even be had. When meeting with the employee initially, you don't want to have the employee in. Always make sure that it's a meeting with you and the employee behind closed doors. Again, everything I'm talking about for this video is going to be discussing in a non-union setting or a non-union shop. I'll do a separate video on that as well. But like I was saying, you're going to want to pull the employee in, speak to them, either via email or via conversation. You may notify them that you need to have a conversation with them. Hey, Tim, can I borrow you for a second? Sure. Or, send them an email. Hey, John, come see me when you get a chance. Or you call them. Hey, when you're done with that, come and see me. Understand, of course, again, perception is key. So you want to make sure that when they come in, that you're not looking like somebody that's completely non-threatening. You want to look like somebody, who's non-threatening. You want to have a space available for them to sit if it's going to be lengthy. If not, then just have them stand and you can make it very short. I want to do a mock one with you, so I'll just go over something I would say. Hey, thanks for joining me. Could you close that door? Come in. Yeah. Close that door. It's fine. So sit for a second. So I did go over some of the cases that you did. I audited a few of them. I want to say about 10. So of the 10 that I audited, 3 of them were not signed by the patient. So, that is an issue, and that is something that we discussed previously. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Like, is everything okay? Do you need any additional support there? Do you need any further education on it? Like, do you need retraining, or like, how does that look? Do you need retraining on the matter? And furthermore, like, are there any things that you're not sure about? Because I don't want you out there and you're just not sure, and then things get messed up and then you get in trouble. You know what I mean? I'd rather that you come to me, you come to us, you let us know beforehand if there's something that needs to be done, something that needs to be changed. Okay. No, I understand. I understand your point, and I understand what you're saying. I need you to understand, as it pertains to me, though, and to this department, the expectation is that you will have each of those signed. Obviously, there are outliers. with regards to if the patient is unable to sign. What kind of looking at those patients' cases and the diagnosis that they had, there was no reason they weren't able to sign. There was no medical reason I could see. So I'm going to need you to tighten up. I just want you to know it's not a big deal right now. Like, I don't want to say it's not a big deal. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to keep an eye on it, but we're not going to, like, it's not going to be like a big deal right now, all right? But like I said, just know that it's something that we're thinking about, something that we're looking at. Please try to tighten up. The information is right there on the share drive if you need it. So just try to make sure that that gets done. Now, that for me was the introductory level. That's the first level of conversation with a staff member. Let me introduce you to the second level. Hey, come on in. Come on in. Close the door. Close the door. Sit down. So I know we talked, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week or so ago, with regards to, your performance and the quality of the work. At the time you said that there weren't any issues, but, the issues have persisted. They have continued. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to schedule you for retraining. The material is right there, but I want to make sure that you're trained, make sure that you know everything, that you need. I want to know what's going on, if anything else is really kind of needing to be shaped up. To tell you the truth, I am going to need you to kind of get better at that. I'm going to need you to really close the gap on what we expect from you and what you're producing. Because we are headed in the direction of discipline. We're not there yet, so I want to make sure that everything's good. And that's why I did call you and ask you, last time, like, is everything okay with you? Because I don't know, like, maybe you're going through something, maybe there's something going on in your family life, in your daily life. I don't know. Okay. I understand. I'm totally on board with that. But, so, you're going to be trained tomorrow by Sharon, and, we're going to have you sign off on everything, and everything's good, and then we'll move forward there. And I'm hoping that we can, shape up and do better. All right. Thanks. Bye. Now, that was the second level. Now I'm going to let you know right now, after each of these levels, it's important that you do something, what I call following up. Send a follow-up email, going over your discussion with that staff member, everything that you talked about. When that person is trained, make sure that they sign off that they were trained, what they were trained on, and the date and time and the length of the training. That way, every base is covered, not only for you to know that they were properly trained, but so that you're not caught out there and someone say that you didn't provide them with the help that they needed. This is, of course, progressing to the third level. So let's do a mock for the third level for you. Here we go. Hey, come in. Yes. No, you can close the door. You can close it. So, I see that you're standing. No, you can sit. It's fine if you sit. So I know that for like a month now, we discussed, your performance in areas where we need you to improve and to do better. I noticed that you really haven't done so. We've kind of, progressed through each stage. I provided you training on numerous occasions. No, I hear you. I mean, but that's the thing. I understand the training can't cover every possible thing. It just covers most outcomes. And then, leadership is there for the rest. So I understand what you're saying, but, still, in light of your inability to progressively show improvement, we are going to have to terminate effective immediately. Please leave your badge. Please leave your keys. Do not touch any of the computers on the way out. The computers are the property of the organization. And so make sure that you clean out any of your personal items as you go. We don't want to have to send anything to you later on. But yeah. When doing the very last step, or what I call stage 3, there's 2 things you want to understand. You really have to gauge the employee and know if you're going to need security there. You may not need security for every employee. Sometimes it's better just to have them, but that can be embarrassing. You don't want any employees experiencing the walk of shame. So that's why sometimes you'll do this during a lunch period or during the end of the day. So sometimes if you're a person who sees your coworkers there, then suddenly they're not. It's really management trying to avoid the walk of shame. People are already losing their job. They're already feeling bad. You don't need to really, pile it on by having them do it in a public way. You want to do things in a way that's not embarrassing and is not, going to harm them or shame them or leave them scarred. And that's for both sides. That's for you as well. These conversations are not great. These conversations are not ones that we want to have, but we do have them from time to time. Again, guys, that was Professor Presbury. I hope I've covered some of the things you need to know about communication. Have a good one. Bye. Intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education.